You ready?
Absolutely not.
Initiating system.
I'm Jen.
And I'm Kelly.
Side quest unlocked.
Where the conversations wander,
The laughs are real.
and every detour is worth taking. Wow. Wow, Kelly, I have a good question for you. Do you think that positivity is actually powerful, or have we just been told to think positive because nobody knows what else to say?
That is the question of the day.
I mean, you got to understand, like, there's a difference between toxic positivity and genuinely shifting your own mental state.
I will say that I think approaching a day, approaching a thought, approaching something, and I can be a very negative person, but if you can approach it with some positivity, that you really can make the difference, that you can manifest a change because you had focused on the positivity.
Well, and I think about something. I think the way that I put positivity into the world is ultimately by making others laugh. I feel like laughter is a great way to immediately shift and change an entire atmosphere.
Well, not for nothing, we laughed for probably 20 minutes before even getting up here and then sat here for another half an hour just laughing about stupid shit.
Well, I mean, what do you think it is about that? Do you think that maybe the way that people interact and laugh and enjoy that time together, maybe that's just something that is a direct dopamine response, and immediately that shifts your own, holy moly, can I squeeze that?
It's a big duck.
Wow.
I mean, we might have to put a picture of it.
We just got distracted. But what I'm saying is how humor can actually shift an entire mood. Like you can have so much of a bad day, and then it's like you get into that environment with that person that's just so funny, and then like everything's different. And your brain, I don't want to squeeze that anymore, because if I continue to squeeze it, I will be very distracted. I just want you to know. I know she's going to distract.
It's okay. But no, I agree with what you're
squeezy toys.
I agree with what you're saying. I do think that if you'd get around that person and the situation, the humor lightens up, but then you could look at it like this. I like to think of a power of three thing where I will say immediately that I look at the whole point of somebody and then say, okay, let me find one thing about them that I mean, there could be 100 things about them that are wonderful. Pick one, and I always say, oh my gosh, you have really nice hair. And then at that point in time, and as a person who thinks about it, is that a genuine response?
Well, what do you think about it? What is it about a compliment that makes you actually feel good? Like, if you feel like you're wondering, oh, do they really mean that? What about that compliment actually makes you feel good?
I think it's when you get you start with the compliment, then the person turns around, they reaffirm the compliment, almost like they're putting their stamp on it that this is what they say. And then you hit them with the third time of saying it to another person or whatever, that like, oh my God, I can't believe how great they looked. Or like, oh my gosh, their haircut was fantastic. I wish I could pull off a cut like that. Something, whatever you were talking about, that then turns around and you've hit 3 times that you've said something positive. And I feel like, and maybe it's just me, I feel like after 3 times, you literally believe it. And if we could do that for ourselves and say things like this to ourselves, we could manifest and bring the positivity and bring the change and bring the kindness to the world that we're trying to set out to do.
Well, do you feel like one genuinely good interaction changes the entire trajectory of your trajectory? How come I can't even say that word? Trajectory.
We are
of your day. Does that
sober?
Do you think that? Do you think that like just one genuine interaction can change the entire day for you? I think so too. I genuinely believe that. Like, because even days where I meet like a real interesting new person and I'm so excited to like share everything that we have interacted with, and I don't know, they just make my day like, wow. And I think about it all day.
I do too. I do. You know what I think about all day? You want to know what makes my day instantly better? When you come over from your shift in the morning before I go to my shift for the day.
Yeah.
And I get to see you, even though it's like 10, 15 minutes and we just sit there and we just bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, then you get in your car and you come home to go to bed. I get in my car, I go off to work, and I'm like, I just feel better all day. And I just think about it the whole day. I'd like walk around. I'm like, la, 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 me and Jen.
It's been a good day.
Yep. Well, and I think about what we talked about and stuff like that and things that I'm going to text you when I'm in the bathroom.
Yeah, I know. I text you when I'm in the bathroom work too. Do you think that your mood can influence someone else's mood?
I'd like to think so. But there's people who hold on to a lot of negativity. That's the thing. That's one of the things I want to know how people can even function with. If you're a very positive person and you approach things in a positive way, like what we're talking about, and you have somebody who is with you that is a negative person and they don't normally see the positive, how do you yourself remain positive?
Right. No, I know what you mean. So in that essence, do you think that positivity could be contagious? I feel like it could.
Like it could.
Because if you think about it, like one positive interaction makes you more likely to have another positive interaction, then a tiny moment of positivity could just create a huge chain reaction for your entire day.
I believe that would be true. I really do.
I think so. It's kind of like a weird way to think about it, but I truly think so.
But you like it. So you're going to go out and you're going to be positive and create positivity for the next person.
Exactly.
And then so on and so forth.
Well, like I said, even like the dopamine fuel that you get off of being kind to somebody else and then someone being kind to you. Like, because you have to think about dopamine is just not your happiness chemical. It's involved in reward, motivation, and learning, anticipation, and reinforcement. So as you think about it, dopamine is just like, I don't know, it's just such a great way to feed yourself. There's so much that comes with it. But like you were saying, there's so many places, if you think about it, the power of three, like the whole things, like everything, like there's a 3-part storytelling, third time's the charm.
Yep. Bad things
mind,
happen in
body,
threes.
and spirit.
I hate to throw the bad thing in, but when I was discussing, we had discussed this, and then when I was at work, people were like, "Hey, what are you guys going to talk about?" And I said, "Well, we've been dabbling on," and then I had asked a couple people that I value their opinion about it, and that was what had come back to me as I had said, when you do the positivity of 3 and what you were saying, mind, body, soul, bah, bah, bah.
Well, I mean, there's everything in life. Think about it comes in threes. Like you have your birth, your life, and your death.
Yep.
3 phases. You got 3 wishes from a genie, 3 strikes and you're out.
Wow.
Religious and spiritual symbolism.
It's the Holy Trinity.
Think about the rule of 3 in comedy.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Everything. If you think about it, is 3 actually special? Or do you think that our brains are just really good at finding those patterns?
No, I think 3 is special. 3 and 7. 3 and 7 and 9. Because one time that was my winning number on a dollar scratch off and I won $1,000.
Well, and the question is like, do we genuinely have that pattern recognition? Or our new word we learned, apophenia.
Apophenia.
So, I mean, if we believe that we're here to learn lessons, what happens when the same lessons keep appearing in 3 different ways?
Well, first of all, I think you need to tell the people what apophenia?
Apophenia. I have the definition pulled up. Let me pull it back up because
well, I know because after we were talking about it and you said, well, this has to be something, and then we tried to.
Apophenia is the human tendency to perceive meaningful patterns, connections, or significance in random or unrelated data, events, or objects.
See, I believe in that. I 100%. I live my life like that. I mean, that's weird. And I have patterns and tics and things that I have to do like to function throughout my day.
Did we not just talk about how I've connected numbers my entire life? Yep. The other day, we had this whole conversation about numbers. Before the children were born, oh my God, before my kids came along, whatever. God, why did I sound so formal? I'm sorry. Before the children were born. Anyway, when I met the kid's father, his birthday was November 3rd. And my birthday is March 11th. So it was the mirrored dates, which I always thought that was very strange. Then Dalton was due on his great grandmother's, which would have been his great grandmother's birthday. And then he ended up being born on his uncle's birthday. Then also my friend and I were pregnant at the same time. Dalton was born on her mother's birthday and her son was born on my mother's birthday. Then in the future, whenever I found out I was pregnant with Jasmine, it was the same day that Dalton, I found out he was a boy, I believe. I can't remember. Something like that. But anyway, numbers have always connected very strangely. And I've always thought about it. And I don't know if I feel like I find comfort in the numbers or if I just have the desperation to make some kind of connection to make things make sense.
I could see that. And you're right, because we were talking about dates and like you had said with Dalton and Jazzy and people who have passed and people who are here.
Oh, yeah. And Jasmine was due on the day that my grandma passed, but then she was born early, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 9 weeks early. And then why is my brain not connecting? I'm sorry. It's because I'm actually trying to think. That's why my brain's like, you see me frying over here.
Well,
right?
Look at this. Like Tom and his sister are 364 days apart. So for Tom's first birthday, he got a sister.
Oh,
mean, really? Like he was all like, I'm going to be one. They're going to celebrate me. Right. And nope, mom went and had another baby the day before. So it's figured he didn't even get his birthday celebrated.
Jasmine was born the day before my sister's 18th birthday.
Yeah. And so everybody was interested in her. Nobody cared. Everyone was like, yeah, you're 18. Goodbye. Right. We want to go see the baby.
Exactly.
But then
she always tells everybody
to find somebody
18th birthday present
whose birthday is literally the day after, because then Tom has a younger sister and her birthday is the day before mine. Like, what are the chances of that?
Oh, that's wild. Yes. Well, and John's family, their birthdays were 11, 12, or 10, 11. Oh, now that I'm at it, it's 10, 11, 12, 13.
See? Weird. That is a numerical pattern that has happened for all of us. It's weird.
Like, oh, and there is a 14 too. I forgot there is a 14 too. Oh, wait. And then your birthday
is the 19th.
The 19th. Wait, so we need a 15, 16, 17. Oh, we need everybody for the numbers. Like we just need we need to become a part of our more crew. People into our tribe, and you must have the birth date of these numbers.
And then you will be a member.
Exactly. You will be immediately accepted. That's the only qualification. So I just wonder, do you think that we have experiences with like repeating relationships, circumstances, numbers, dreams, and deja vu, like we talked about last week? I've actually been thinking about the whole thing and how things have come together in life, because something that has always been wild to me. And you know what? I've been telling people this whole time that it was 7 degrees of separation. I didn't realize it was 6 degrees of separation. I didn't realize it was even less than what I thought. Now,
because there's a Kevin Bacon game. And I think it's like it's the 8 degrees of Kevin Bacon. And you pick 8 actors that you can connect to Kevin Bacon. Like you say somebody's name and I'm just going to say Emilio Estevez. And I know I went for a really weird one there. Emilio Estevez was in Mighty Ducks with Josh something or other. I can't remember his name, but he played Percy on, oh my God, he played Percy on Dawson's Creek with Katie Holmes, and Katie Holmes was married to Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise was in. Jesus Christ.
She's gonna figure this one out. Her brain.
He was in Mission Impossible with, oh my gosh, Simon Pegg, Simon Pegg was in a movie with Keira Sedgwick, who was married to Kevin Bacon. Oh my God. I think my brain fried from that. And I might have been really wrong.
I watched that.
I'm sorry. You have to smell for that.
I just about said think process. I watched your thought process happen. I did say think process. Whatever. Well, and a lot of people ask, like how many people are between me and stranger? But the question really should be is how many seemingly random people had to exist in exactly the right circumstances for you to end up where you are?
Think about it. I mean, well, how many random strangers have come into your life and completely changed something?
Exactly. Well, think about it. Like if we hadn't decided to move out here, like we wouldn't be here. I definitely wouldn't be at the job I'm at. I would have met all the amazing people I've met so far. I think about all these things. Geez. And
I know where
the chance, the chance of all of the people in the world that we move out here and we meet each other.
I know. And then instantly
from
be like,
little bitty Arkansas and you from little bitty. Well, wait, is Clifton Park a very big town?
Well, I was actually born in Utica.
Oh, is that a big town?
Okay. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, I was actually born in Germany, so I don't know. But still, like, how wild that we came together.
I wanted to know why people in Germany are listening to us.
Like, I would have had to met John to even meet you, and then I would have had to even not made the decision to move out this way. I mean, just like so many things have happened to bring us to this fucking moment, dude.
I know. Thank God you answered John's DM.
I've never really sat back and thought about this moment. Like, oh, wow, what brought me here?
Yeah, because if I didn't say to myself, I need Jesus and go to church, I never would have met Joni. And then Joni and I went and Lewis. And then I wouldn't sit behind Lewis so both him and I could fall asleep simultaneously without being seen. Then I wouldn't have been like, oh, sure, I'll come over because my son likes shrimp and you like shrimp and you guys just like to sit and eat shrimp together.
Right.
To which she wouldn't have been like, you know who I think you'd really get along with? My daughter-in-law, Jen. And now here we are.
Well, and I mean, the crazy thing is like, if you were to change one tiny decision, would that entire chain of relationships just never exist?
I could see that.
I mean, it's like a weird question, though. So what if some people who enter our lives aren't random? Like, I feel like we should tie it back to our reincarnation that we spoke about. It's not necessarily saying, oh, we were soulmates in 1427. Yeah. Like, philosophically, why do you think that people immediately feel familiar?
Because you bonded before.
Exactly. I think so, too.
And occasionally you do find that person that back in, your other past lives and your other souls and things of that nature, that it's almost like God or whatever's out there. We're not going to debate that. Is saying, I want your soul or your essence or whatever to have some little bit of remembrance of peace of something that can make you feel like you're not in this alone.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. Well, I mean, do you feel like even some like the whole familiar person thing, like you feel like you can just trust someone immediately? Or even a certain stranger, like you can have a stranger that completely makes this giant impression on you. And for some odd reason, that stranger sticks out in your memory forever, but you don't know that person.
I met a lady at my job and I don't know. And she even said the same thing. She goes, I have no idea why I told you everything I told you.
Oh, my God. People pour out their entire lives to me whenever I meet them.
Oh, my God. To me,
so
too.
I know exactly what you mean.
But she's a wonderful person. And I'm like, oh, great. I made a friend. Like, that's how I look at it. Like, I made a friend and I'm excited to and I see her every day. We don't work in the same area. She works in a completely different building than I do. And I just show up and take out the garbage. So, yeah,
but maybe you felt familiar to her. Maybe you felt like a safe place. And you know what? I'm okay with being people's safe place sometimes.
Yes.
So, I mean, okay. Let me pause a minute because please don't trauma dump on me.
Yeah. Well, I trauma dumped on you.
No, you don't trauma dump on me.
A little bit I did.
No.
Well, when we first met, did I not go, hey, verbal diarrhea?
When we first met, yeah. Okay, Kelly, yeah. But we've already talked about how I felt when I first met you. I was just like, what?
You were like, chaotic energy.
I don't know if I don't know how much alike we are. And then once we got to know each other, I was like, all right, we're crazy. Oh. We're both just crazy. That's all. Well, and do you think that certain people just appear in our lives at the exact moment that we need them?
Yes.
I think so too.
I mean, I'm not going to lie.
Speaking of Flonase. Wow. I'm sorry. We just had a whole conversation about Flonase before we recorded and squirrel.
Just saw it.
Squirrel brain. But I think that's the case. Like sometimes you are in a moment of crisis and the exact person that you need comes along in that very moment. It's like they were perfectly meant to come there to mend you.
I do. No, I have people who have mended me, who are mending me. Even now, like I have a somebody I speak to on the internet and I mean, I have to hear from this person every day just to like, it's like you. I need to hear from them so I can function as well, just because I want to make sure like they're good. And like, it's like when you reach out to your kids or you reach out to your partner, you reach out to your parents or your sister or your person or your best friend. I just need to make sure that this person is good. And I need to make sure like every day, like you're good. And I need to make sure like my kids are good. And that like, you know, my in-laws are good. And like Tom is good. And you know, Heidi and Chris are good. And it's just a certain, like I have to go through a little, there you go. It's a ritual. It's a numberless ritual of people I go through to make sure everybody is okay. And then I can go about my day.
Well, it's kind of funny too, because all the time, ever since I can remember, my mom, my brother, my sister, all of us, it just randomly we'll send each other texts, sometimes like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God, your mom is one that I check on.
Or just something random. And we're like, I just got a bad feeling. Are you okay?
Yep.
Like it's like a whole thing. Like we all
if your mom hasn't TikToked me and I'm like, shit, is she okay?
Are you okay? Are you safe?
Did you fall? No. Okay. Want a TikTok? Sure. And then we're all happy.
Well, why do you think it is that some people have the capability of to literally enter our lives for 5 minutes, but they just change us forever? It's kind of funny how we encounter people like that. There's just so much. And, you know, we can also talk about, if you think about it, Carl Jung, he had the concept of synchronicity.
Really?
It's not necessarily that the universe caused this. Rather, what if two unrelated events can feel profoundly connected because of the meaning we assign to them? So is synchronicity the evidence of something bigger, or is it the human brain just really good at connecting the dots?
I think we're good at connecting the dots. I also think that when we are like this, in this herbally state of mind, you are obscenely intelligent. I don't know. Now you looked at me like
wait, me?
Yes.
I am not intelligent.
We just had a whole intelligent conversation for the past 40 minutes.
I just have this like rabbit hole mind because I think about
I think it's because I had a bloom.
I want to know if positivity creates its own form of synchronicity. So I want you to imagine you wake up, you're absolutely miserable. You smile at someone anyway. They smile back. So you feel slightly better. Then you talk to someone different because you're in a better mood. Now that person tells you something that changes your day. That interaction leads to another interaction. Eventually, you're somewhere you wouldn't have been otherwise. Years later, you're looking back and you're thinking to yourself, how the hell did I get here? Was it fate? Was it coincidence? Was it free will? Was it a chain reaction? Was it our brains looking forward and creating meaning? Or was it that all of those things just happened at once? Or was it just all of those things happening? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain what I mean.
No,
like, do you think that it was the combination of all of those things? Or
was it random? Was it fate? Was it a meant to be thing from the deities or the gods or the goddesses or whatever? I have no idea. Or is it just the fact that you guys walked together in a past life and all of a sudden that soul was like, hey, I remember you and now I have to help you. And then you leave your little chunk of soul or you each exchange a little piece of soul and off you go into the next. Because there's people who have touched your life and for that brief period of time and they were the most important thing ever. And then all of a sudden they're gone.
Right.
And you're kind of like, wait a minute. And you in the moment, you might not even think about it. But years later, you're like, holy crap, how the hell did that happen?
Exactly.
Like, no, where did they go? Where did the step go wrong? And then you realize like their time in your life was over. You guys had fulfilled, you know, whatever it was. And I'll actually use this as a reference. My friend Heidi, who is part of my chosen family. when her and I met was, 10, 12, we'll say 15 years ago. And it was a random event. She had come in. I had worked at a laundromat. She had come in with her daughter. And you have a lot of laundry when you come to the laundromat. You're going to utilize the fact that you're going to have to pay to do your laundry.
Right.
So, she would struggle with the laundry, getting the laundry to the car. She couldn't get up close. And then, of course, watching Maria. And Maria was very little at the time. So I had gone over and I said, hi, my name, you could tell I worked there. I wore a uniform. And I said, I need to clean the dryers. If you would like, she could stay with me. And every 3 dryers, I'll give her a Swedish fish for helping me. And mainly all she was doing was just following me down the thing. I said, that way you can get all your stuff to the car. You don't have to worry about it. And, you'll feel a little bit better because it's a parking lot and people drive like assholes. We all know that. So that's how I met her. And then she ended up telling me
how you guys met.
Yep. That's how I met her. So then she had said, oh, we're buying a house. And I go, oh, really? Where are you buying a house? So she says street name. And I was like, really? And she goes, yeah. I go, what's the number? And she tells me, and I said, are you fucking with me? And she goes, no, why? And I said, I live across the street. And she goes, what? And I said, the house with the porch. And she's like, yeah. And I said, that's my house. And she goes, no way. Like, no way. And so they moved in, and my kids were in Scouts, and my son was in Boy Scouts, and they have like a Pinewood Derby thing. And Maria is a little bit younger than my daughter Faith. So I was like, oh, they'll still get along, So I said, hey, would you mind if we took her with us? And it was over at the school. I mean, everything was within walking distance. Mm-hmm. And so Heidi was like, yeah, sure. So we took Maria and we went, and then Heidi had to go back to work, and, I worked my own gigs and I had my own hours and stuff like that. So she was like, one day she was like, hey, could you help me out? Like, I have to go into work. And her husband, he worked a full-time job and stuff. So he couldn't get the time off. I'm like, yeah, sure. So I took her, and then finally it was just, hey, would you mind? I said, whatever. The bus lets off at my house was a bus stop. And I was like, no, it's fine. I kept other people's kids and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, don't worry about it. And just turned into like, she came into my house, and then she was part of our family. And then they went on, they had another child, and same thing. I just embraced her as part of my bonus children, and off we went. And we've done a lot of things together. We go out to dinner together. We help each other. She's like you, in the sense of I could call her and say, I need you. And she's like, okay, I'm there.
Right. That's good. That's good. Well,
and we don't get many of those.
You know what?
People.
Even as you were telling the story about how you guys met and everything, it made me think about a couple things. Like, imagine if you hadn't taken that job. Imagine if you hadn't been scheduled that day.
Yeah.
Imagine if you hadn't done any of that.
Yeah. And I'm not a very good neighbor. So
think about if you had not. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. But then she still moved next door. It was like fate was saying, you two are supposed to meet.
Yeah. I don't think she would have liked me. Oh, I don't know. I wasn't as nuts then. I'm kind of nuts now.
That freaking gnat is driving me crazy. It's over there by your arm right now. Look at it. Ah! If you get him, I will literally dance and celebrate.
Will. Look, they all laughed at me at work because I spent 25 minutes saving a cricket.
Girl.
And it's on video
carrying the damn
because it's a whole security guard.
Oh, there he is again. This little bastard wants to die. It's a gnat.
Just so everybody knows, I did take the cricket outside.
Bastard. Oh, I almost got him. Anyway, so, I mean, honestly, like, you got to think about all those questions. Like, how did we end up here? It's really weird when you think about it, though. I mean, I've always...
Is this what you wanted to be when you grew up?
No, whenever I was a child... I think I've told you what I wanted to be when I grew up, didn't I? Well, whenever I was a little girl, I always wanted to be a veterinarian because I thought I wanted to take care of all the animals. And I loved them. I
was going to be a marine biologist. I don't even like the ocean.
Whenever I got into high school, I wanted to be an orthodontist. I'm going to catch that fucking gnat,
I wanted to be a dentist.
No freaking way.
Yes. And Tom one time asked me, like a long, long time ago when we were together, he was like, why a dentist? I was like, well, I don't really think that I could be a doctor, but I feel like I could yank people's teeth out and be all right with that.
Were you just waving at somebody in the door? Who are you waving at?
I'm just.
Oh, were you just talking with your hands? Okay.
I'm gesturing.
I was like, who are you waving at? Do you see somebody gesturing. I don't see? I do see those dust bunnies under that bookshelf over there. Mm-hmm. You see those dust bunnies? Whoa!
I'd like to voice that I don't clean here.
Something else that I got to tell you that's kind of funny. Have I told you about the haunted sink at work?
Not the one that knocked you on your ass, though, right?
No, it was the front desk girl that scared me and knocked me on my ass.
Man, she felt so bad.
She did feel bad. Oh my God.
She wanted to just hug you all night long.
And the funny thing is I have the little snippet of me falling out. I feel like I need to share these, but then I don't know if I should share them because there's security footage from the hospital. You know what I mean? But it's great. We had a ghost follow us in like a couple weeks ago in the middle of the night.
Next episode,
which is kind of crazy. That? I mean, yeah, I believe in ghosts, dude. I believe in ghosts. But anyway, we have a haunted sink. Let me explain. So room 6.
That's your favorite room. That's your poop room.
That's my poop room. Yes. Room 6 is my favorite room to poop in.
God, why am I thinking of 1408?
But it's also the furthest one back. So I feel like if I poop back there and it's offensively stinky, at least it'll dissipate before it gets to the front. I mean, you see my reasoning here.
I do.
Okay. Anyway, and it's comfortable. Like a lot of times I will, but whenever you go in there, I shit you not. I shit, but anyway, no. I'm sitting, like you sit there and the sink will just come on. Like patients can be in the room in the bed and the sink just randomly comes on. I'm telling you, there's a ghost in there. So last night I was in there and I was going, and sometimes I'll turn off the light because I wonder if the light triggers it, but no, it comes on even in the dark. Sink still comes on. And so I'm just sitting there and it kept coming on. It's like, burr, 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 burr. And I'm like, all right, you need to cut it out. And it stopped for a second. And I was like, finally. And then it came on again and I was like, listen, what did I say? And then it stopped and it didn't start again while I was in there. And I was like, what the fuck? I said, maybe there really is something in there. I was like, if you're in here hanging out with me, cool, dude. Like, as long as you're keeping an eye on me and you're keeping me safe while I'm taking a poo.
And you let me know before I sit down to poo if there's no toilet paper.
Right. Like that's the most important part. But I
can see you're like, I have to go in there. And all of a sudden you just get like, and you're like, what the hell is that? And then you're like, oh shit, toilet paper.
Well, we have all the patient rooms full too. I have to go to our employee bathroom. Okay. Not that I have anything wrong with the employee bathroom, but those patient rooms, I know every time in between I sanitize that toilet and I clean it. And sometimes, I'm not saying always, but sometimes I think that the guys that I work with think that they have more distance than they really do. Let's just say that.
I clean areas of which it's 90% men.
Oh my God. Every night I work with all men.
Oh, yes.
All of the other ladies during the day are like, Jennifer, are you good? And I'm like, I don't know how much more golf talk I can handle.
I don't know how many more dudes I can walk into. Here's the thing. I do knock. But for some reason I knock and my knee-jerk reaction is to also walk in.
I've walked in on I give like a knock. I give a knocky, and then I'm like, and then a knocky, and if nobody answers, then I'll go in.
Oh no, I'm knocking and walking in. I literally at this point in time, they should all just strap trial and show me, and we could get the awkwardness out of the way. Because I'm always like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, and they're like, no, you're okay.
That's how.
I'm like, where is this okay?
Whenever I was cleaning the electric company's building, I would always have my headphones on, and I'd walk into the bathroom and I'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like you don't think about it, and they know that I'm there cleaning.
I did it the other day, and the cop comes in. I'm like, I'm in here, and he's like, oh shit, it's all right. And I was like, no, it's not.
I want you to know that I think of people like myself and you every time I go in the bathroom to take a shit. Because on the door handle for the room, I always put a glove. So everybody knows that the potty is occupied. Is that weird?
No, not at all. I was telling my partner at work, I was like, that I'd gone wherever I don't remember where, but I had used the bathroom. And you go and you sit down and I didn't have my phone because, I look at the door and the door has the little lock thing on it and it says poop alone, poop with friends. And I'm like,
Wait, what? That's what the door.
So I'm looking at it, and at the moment I didn't get it, and it was poop alone means you lock the door. Poop with
because
friends
nobody
means somebody's gonna walk
and
in
then
on
if you leave it unlocked. Oh my God, that's what I need on my bathroom door. Because,
but I got to tell you, work there's the urinal and then like the toilet and like.
Oh, urinals are so
I know
nasty.
they are.
I don't like.
Oh my God,
I hate cleaning them.
Me too.
And I hate the smell of urinal cakes.
No, we don't use them. Thank
God.
God. We use some weird mat thing.
So bad. It smells like Pepto on crack. I don't know what it is, but
it does.
Stink.
It is an offensive smell.
Yeah, and it's like, offensive. Why is that the deodorizer you choose?
Why would Flonase choose it to smell like freaking flowers? No.
Why?
That's what makes us freaking stuffy.
This is, There's something about.
And it smells like Dove soap, and no offense to Dove or Ivory, but that smell physically makes me ill. If you come to me and you smell like that, I'm like, blip. No, thank you. I don't know what. Hey, there's another episode. Smells that trigger memories.
Funny. Oh, yeah, because the smell of Irish Spring and the original chapstick. That's immediately, I think of my dad. Irish Spring and the original chapstick.
Dad, is this true?
It's very true. I mean, I feel like my siblings can relate too. And I was talking just last night at work about how.
Sorry, are we coming into Can we cut this into a couple episodes since you're going to be leaving me for a week or two and I am very upset? Not that I'm upset that you're going to see your mom because I love her and she can't wait to see you and hug you and everything. I don't know how I'm going to function without you.
Oh, you'll be okay. We'll
all of a sudden you're going to hear a knock on your mom's door and open and be like, I missed you. I'm sorry. I just paid $5,000 to fly out here. And I have to drive back with you because Tom said I couldn't spend any more of his money.
Well, we were laughing because I was telling everybody how intense my olfactory response is. Like everything I associate smells with so many things. And it was funny because I walked in and last night I walked into the front office to see who our registration person was. And immediately I smelled the girl who I love's perfume. And I was like, I said, I know you're here. I smell you.
There is somebody at work that wears like this really nice cologne that I'm like, I kind of like that. I kind of like that. But like, how do I say that to, right? I don't know. Cause and you know me, I am immediately, I can just pick, I don't know. I pick up on a situation and immediately I go to my basic things of where I know I can get the conversation into something funny and then I can be all right with what we're talking about. And it's always sex.
Oh my God. Kelly, you do not need a trip to HR.
I literally sit there and because I get done and then I have to wait to punch out. And so I sit with the security guards and it's like there's two young dudes and an older guy. And I call him Daddy. He gives off very, very, and I know he listens because he said he was listening. He gives off really good daddy vibes. And I mean that in a very nice way. And he's so polite and nice. And like, he always says something nice to everybody coming in. So
next week, we'll be talking about Kelly's trip to HR.
Look, I've already said all these things to this man, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't know what it is. He's just he's very smart and like I don't even know how we started talking about different things that he talks about. Is that bug on me?
Yeah, the freaking gnat.
And but no, he's just like I would totally have him come on here and just talk about things that he's seen and things that he's done. He's a very charismatic person. And I'm very drawn to his aura. Ooh. And so then I sit there and then there's two other guys and one is a local guy and the other one is somebody who was imported from around here. It isn't from around here.
Right.
And like immediately and I'm not going to say anybody's names, but he, oh my God, I actually remembered how to pronounce his name wow. Maybe I should be stoned when I talk to him and I wouldn't call him the wrong name all the time. Anyways.
Perhaps.
Sorry, I thought that thing went down my shirt.
The gnat?
I don't know. All of a sudden, something touched my boobs. But yeah, like immediately, like he turned around.
She will touch her.
Yay! I'm the one.
She will touch you.
And we immediately just started bantering back and forth, and it was like I don't know if he realized like I don't give a fuck attitude. Like we could talk about whatever. I'm not easily offended, and I am very much a person who thinks that everybody has the right to their own opinion. So. Your opinion doesn't have to be mine and you're welcome to it. So, I mean, maybe he picked up on that, but we rib each other back and forth and everything else. And And the whole thing, like I had come in the one, and this whole week has been shit. And we are going to have to make another whole episode out of this because this whole week I have come into some sort of poop.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I mean,
how are we bringing it back around to poop here? It's always about poop, dude. We always talk about
day
poop.
One, some dude shit his pants and took his underwear off and left it in my freaking trash can.
Way,
I had to, I wear gloves and shit. And I was like, and when I had walked in, that's the point. Cause the security guards, that's like the straight shooter with me, the one that, him and I banter back and forth. And there's no, like, he'll say something really like off the wall to me and shit. He was the one who was like, I am really sorry that this is going to be your day. You're going to have to go check out stall 1 and where the floor I work on. And I'm like, really? And he was like, I'm sorry. And I was like, fuck you. Like, excuse my language. But I was like, no, he's got to be messing with me. Like, he's just, and I went in there and when I'm sorry. He goes, so I took care of everything, got everything done. And when I went back out there, I looked at him. He goes, I had gone in after him. He said the dude shit his pants before he even walked in. He goes, I went in there after him just to see.
Or Kelly.
He goes, so then when you came in, he was like, I had to tell you. And I'm like,
Listen,
what?
People, I need you all to think about every Kelly in the world that has to clean up those toilets.
Yeah.
Stop leaving your shit on them.
Yes, and we don't get paid enough. And your pee does not get rid of that
if
shit.
If you're going to do that, leave a 20.
Mm-hmm. Here.
There's there was a shit in the floor in the dollar store when I went in there, and I told Jazz about it, and Jazz just laughed at me, and she didn't realize I was being for real, that there was shit in the floor. There was for sure shit in the floor, like somebody had just like wow, they propellered that shit in there.
I worked at a Cumberland Farms.
Oh my God. We can't get into shit stories. We got to not get into shit stories, Kelly.
Are we going to have to do another one?
I was going to tell you, we're going to have to talk about shit stories. Yeah, we totally got you.
Yeah.
But I was going to tell you 42. The olfactory thing. We have a guy in the lab that when he comes in, he wears Dracor Noir. And I literally can smell him down the hallway. I know when he's in. It's crazy. But anyway, yes, the olfactory response is blah, blah, blah. That was where we got. How did we end up in shit when we were talking about the olfactory response? Like the last thing I want to smell is someone's shit. But anyways, we are going to sign off here for the day, but we want you guys to remember, take care of yourselves, be kind to yourselves, give yourself some grace because you absolutely deserve it.
This was
Call
chaos.
Our hotline.
Yes, and tell us how chaotic we were.
We want to hear from you. We've been getting emails for requests on people that want to join us on the show.
Yes.
So hopefully coming up soon, we'll have some guest stars. We're going to call them stars. They are amazing.
I'm very excited about everybody who has messaged, but you know who I'm really excited.
Yes. We have a lot coming for you guys. We're very excited. Again, call the hotline. Give us your details. We got shit going. We're ready for this. And with that, we say,
girl, bye.